What's up, homies? Welcome back to the video. Today we are gonna go pick up a friend, and then something that, ooh, popo, something that it's an issue that I've noticed that I want to kind of just give my opinion on, because I feel like it is very relevant because I experienced it, and the guy who we're going to meet now is currently going through the same issue. Now, this may sound dumb or obvious or whatever you want to call it, but I think beginner bikes have one or two very big issues. One of those issues is how quickly people are able to outgrow them. You know, somebody will end up going and buying their first bike, and then like 2-3 months down the line they're like, hey, you know what, this is actually way too slow for me, because they just needed it to learn how to ride. And like, I understand that the 400s or 300s, they're not necessarily made for beginners, but they are tailored towards them. So, you know, I feel like if you go and start on a 600, then that's a different story. But in my opinion, if you go and start on a 400 or 300, one of the biggest issues is how quickly you end up outgrowing it. I mean, after 3 months, not even, of me riding my 300, I was like, nah dude, I need more, like this is actually slow. And it's not necessarily a top speed factor, it's more so like an acceleration factor. Like, for example, the guy we're riding with now, CJ, or when you're going to meet him, he doesn't have an issue with the top speed of his bike. He has an issue with how long it takes him to get there. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they should maybe add a little bit more acceleration to the beginner bikes. Obviously, it's kind of a contradiction because then, well, it's not really a beginner bike. But I feel like it would end up lasting people a little bit longer. If you look at like the ZX4RR, I feel like I could ride that bike now. Like, I think I could go from a 600 onto that. And I feel like that's how 400 should be made. Like, I feel like all 400 should be made like that. Obviously with a much lower price tag, but I think that ZX4RR is like, that's next level. I would snatch one of those up if I could. Okay, now we got an idiot in the wrong lane. To be fair, I am driving in peak traffic right now. Now I need to get over like 3 lanes of traffic here. I just feel like if they added a little bit more acceleration, people would be able to ride them for a much longer period of time. And I know there's a lot of people who say, oh, you're just being dumb. Hence why I said this is my opinion. Alright, if you got an issue with it, I couldn't care less. This is purely my opinion on it. So if you think otherwise, you're more than welcome to let me know what you think. The other main issue I see with them, I've completely forgotten. So I guess it couldn't have been that much of an issue. Oh, yes, the resale value. Okay, so let's take my Yamaha R3 for example. I bought that bike for 80,000 Rand. It was a 2019 with pretty low mileage. I think we did kind of overpay. I think we probably could have gotten that bike for about 70, maybe 65 if we were lucky, but when I sold that bike, I struggled to find a buyer for even 60. So I think the resale value on these beginner bikes is absolutely horrible. You know, I'm gonna go back to CJ because he's really suffering right now. Like, the man's is going through it right now. And you know, he made the safe decision. He said, you know what, hold on, I'm gonna make the right decision, the safe decision, and I'm just gonna start on something small and run the risk. But now he's paying that price, you know. He's now got a bike. I don't know how much he paid for it. I think he maybe paid like 50 or 60 for it. But now he's in a position where he can't even get like 25k for his bike. And that's like next to nothing for a bike, dude. And the other thing that sucks is that it's such a good bike. Oh, it's a lovely evening today, boys. It's such a good bike, you know. If I was starting riding it, if I had to restart riding, I would get his bike. Especially because he's trying to get like 35k for it, which is nothing, dude. That's like absolutely nothing. And it's like a 2023 bike, and he hasn't dropped it. There's like no damage, nothing, dude. And he's just like, he can't find a buyer for it, which is horrible because he wants to get a 600, but he just can't. I think, in my opinion, there's two big issues with owning a beginner bike. And yeah, one of them is the fact that they're so easy to outgrow. Like even somebody who hasn't ridden a bike before in their entire life could go and get on a 400 and they could probably outgrow it in about 6 months. And that's crazy. Oh. We got the boy. This is CJ. Say hello. Say hello. There you go. Okay. I can't see my speed. So we got the boy with us, CJ, and then Mr. Slick is gonna meet us at the viewpoint. So unfortunately, we won't have much footage riding with him. I do miss my 300, like without a doubt. Oh shit! I almost crashed. If I had my 300, I would probably ride it like to the shops and to gym and stuff, and I would just keep this to have fun on and go on rides like we are now. Yeah, I'm not dogging on beginner bikes. Like I'm not saying, oh, don't go and buy a beginner bike. That's Paul! Paul! But yeah, guys, I really hope it was kind of just a quick video today. Again, I'm still trying to get into the swing of things again. But yeah, on the day that this video is being recorded, there should have been a video posted in the morning at least. So yeah, that should be up at least for you guys. And then yeah, this one will be going up the following day. And yeah, I didn't really have time to go and like dedicate time to recording a YouTube video today because yeah, I was just super busy, honestly. But I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a nice little ride to pick up one of the boys. I think this is the first time CJ is featuring on the channel. But yeah, you guys will probably end up seeing quite a bit of him. Him and Mr. Slick, and also probably Paul, Pika Poli. You'll probably end up seeing quite a lot of those guys because I often ride with them. But yeah, dudes, we are heading to a viewpoint now, and we're probably just gonna chill there, have a good time, and then I might record when we drop CJ off. Kind of just depends on what happens. Go! Yeah, it's just a little bit of a viewpoint. I love making noise on this bike. If I ever get a 1000, people are gonna hate me. CJ's feeling that. Oh, it's fill up again, bro. Oh, and we got biker dudes.
Bro, every fucking time we come here, it's busier.
It's push busy, dude. Last fucking, me and my girlfriend were here this weekend on a Saturday fucking night. No, you see my dad, dude.
Yo, what?
My dad.
That's actually fucking sick,
How many
dude.
times-
That's fucking sick.